guys, my name is Maria Park, and this is Approach the Nerd. And in this episode, we are reviewing Charmed Season 2, Episode 2, Things to Do in Seattle When You're Dead, which is an appropriate title. So I'm going to summarize the episode. I won't go over everything, but just some of the things that I thought were pretty cool, and I'll do like a paraphrase summary, because I really want people to watch it. So basically, I will say the episode starts with Macy having a very racy dream about Harry, which we know is actually the doppelganger. She doesn't know this yet, but it's a doppelganger, and he's basically seducing her to try and figure out where her and her sisters are. And she really wasn't fighting it, so that was interesting. When she wakes up, she's looking at her iPad, and she notices that in the first episode, when they visited the inn, I believe it was in Vermont, Mary's Magical Inn, or the B&B, where the two witches were killed. We learned that they have a niece named Layla who was staying with them, and that she went missing. And there's a video that Macy finds of a scabbard demon with Layla. So they realize that she's also a witch, the young girl, and that the scabbard demon more than likely kidnapped her. So Macy and Harry decided to go on a road trip because they technically are the only two with powers right now, since Macy has her demon side, or her demon powers, that can actually be effective, which annoys Mel. But Mel and Maggie simultaneously learn that everyone thinks that they're dead, that they died in a house fire. And then when they go to the Elders Command Center, Mel finds this rare root that she can make a cloaking potion out of. And Maggie finds that their father, I think it's Santino, Raymond Vera, that he died of a heart attack. So they get in kind of an argument or altercation because Maggie wants to go to the funeral, and Mel's pretty much, our dad was a loser, why bother? So they get into this thing. Maggie kind of stomps off and talks to Jordan again for like 5 minutes, where he basically just asks her name, and she's like ranting about her being an adult and doing making her own decisions. So pretty much she decides she's just going to go. And she does. She basically goes back while Mel's out. Shoplifting, by the way, but I'll get to that. She uses the portal in the Elder Command Center and goes to Minneapolis, where the funeral is being held. So while she's doing that, Mel is in the magic shop that Katrina owns, stealing other roots that she's going to need to make this cloaking potion. But she gets caught by Katrina. But Katrina does like a 180. Instead of kind of busting her for shoplifting, she's basically says that she has very good perception, and she sees that Mel needs their ingredients more than she does. So, yeah, I think she really is a witch, and I think what I said about her, the Malaysian style of, magic that she would use is either dark or like a shaman, that is very true, but I'm sure they'll reveal that later. But they have like a little bit of a connection, and so I'm pretty sure she's the new love interest, which I still miss Nico, and it kind of breaks my heart, but I even like Jada, but it is what it is. So when Mel gets back, she makes a potion. She tries it out. She's able to make an apple disappear. She gets back to the command center and realizes that her sister is gone. So she's like, crap. So then you see Maggie at the funeral, and of course Harry, the doppelganger, shows up, and Maggie pretty much figures out pretty quickly that is not their Harry, and he tries to kill her. But Mel shows up cloaked and hits him with a shovel, and they jump back to the portal. So he's not able to, we know now he's not able to track them because of their aura and their powers. When they don't use those, he can't track where they are. So he still doesn't know where they are, which is lucky. But when they get back to the command center, they see that Macy and then the other witch that they know as Layla are in trouble. Now back to Macy and Harry. During their drive, they actually hit, a witch jumps in or falls in front of their car, so like she passes out, and she's infected with the same poison that Macy was. And Harry tries to heal her, but he can't, so she dies. So to make a long story short, she says save her, which we pretty much know as Layla. It leads them to this club, and it's called the Seven Swords. It's like a demon club that everyone frequents. You can't use your powers in. Macy and Harry infiltrate this club by using a glamour potion that Mel had that she gave to Macy. Macy's able to get in because she has demon blood, but Harry can't because he's a white lighter, and he can't teleport, so he's stuck outside. So she goes in and pretends to be a demon, and then sees Layla is pretty much on this like pole. They're getting ready to burn her. And the demon that I knew the name of a second ago, he basically is trying to rally up all of the demons, saying that we all need to get together, and there's an overlord. I think his name is like Zophron or something like that, that he basically has risen again. He wants all the demons to come together to basically battle the witches and this witch demon civil war. And then we also know that the demons think the charmed ones are also dead. So that's an interesting twist. So everyone thinks that they're dead, all of them. So Macy tries to stop them, and he's like, well, who are you? Because all the other demons are from like different bloodlines and families, and they don't know who she is. And so she says she's the overlord. And now he's like, oh yeah, prove it, use your powers. Well, simultaneously, Mel and Maggie are both cloaked, coming to save her. But first they run into Harry, and then Harry has to basically give us their mother's recipe for one of their specialty family Vera drinks. And that's how they know that it's really Harry. And he tells them that he can't really teleport in. So they basically go in right as they're telling Macy to prove that she's really the overlord and to use her powers. Because they all have these binding bracelets they were given to get into the club, meaning no powers in the club. So the girls are able to come in cloaked. So they're completely invisible and start beating the crap out of all of the demons. And they're, Macy's making it seem like it's her power. But long story short, they do save Layla, even though the cloaking potion wears off, because I think between the two of them it only lasts 10 or 15 minutes. But they manage to save Layla. Harry's actually manages to teleport in the nick of time, but they get caught on a surveillance camera as they're leaving with her. So one of the things that happens in the end, besides a very cute moment between Macy and Harry, which is very, very cute, you see that the demon that was rallying everyone about the overlord, he's talking to someone, which is probably the Harry doppelganger, saying, you're right, the charmed ones are alive. So, the girls don't realize that the demons know they're alive now, which is going to make it even more complicated since they have no powers. But, okay, so a little bit of side note here. Jordan and Maggie are very cute. The interaction is very cute. So totally new couple. And also, so Maggie finally figures out that her dad really wasn't there for her, because Mel spills the beans that all of the things that, she thought her father had done for her was actually Mel and her mother, because they didn't want her to be hurt. So Maggie then makes the determination that she's going to grow up, which is interesting. It's sad, too, because really that was the only father figure that she knew. So the fact that he really wasn't that good of a father, like the one she had in her mind, even though that's her adopted father and she didn't really know who her real father is, since her and Macy are full-blooded siblings. It's sad. It's like every connection she has is kind of gone. Her boyfriend's gone, her mother's dead, and now the little bit of hope she had about having a father is pretty much gone. Not only did he die from a heart attack, he also turned out to be not really interested in her. So it was sad, but I love how it brought her and Mel closer together, and the struggles that they're having, especially Mel, about not having powers. She is struggling a lot. So, as a matter of fact, the preview of the next episode, she's desperately trying to figure out how to get her powers back, because she's tired of not being able to, in her mind, contribute. Even though they can still cast spells, I didn't understand why they couldn't just go and cast spells, because if they're the charmed ones, they still have the ability. Like when Phoebe in the original series had all of her active powers taken back, and even her premonition power was pretty much reduced to what it was in the first season, where she had no control, she still could cast spells. So I wonder why that wasn't something they thought about. Because if they can write spells like the charmed ones in the original one, which I know it's a different series, they should still be pretty freaking effective in a fight against demons. That's my opinion anyway. But hey, don't take my word for it. Check out the episode and let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you'd like to be signed up for jury duty, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to know who's next on our ballot, hit the notification bell. Until next time, I can't wait for you to approach the nerd. Bye, guys. And if you have time, don't forget to check out some of these other videos.